Hi guys, this is Mia with Golden Age Lioness, and I'm just here to bring a quick reading for the lunar eclipse in Aquarius. So I wanted to just start with the sacred geometry cards that I pulled because I feel like they tie the whole reading together really nicely and a great way to start. So for the feminine energy, I don't know if you can see this, I have the crown chakra. So the feminine is going through huge crown chakra activations, doing a lot of work, as she's been doing the entire time, a lot of spiritual work in the higher realms, working on what it is that she's bringing down, which higher timeline she's wanting to shift into, what she's birthing at this time. So she's doing a lot of work in the higher dimensions, this lunar eclipse. And I'm feeling a great culmination energy for the feminine with this crown chakra activation. She's been doing a lot of spiritual work for a long time, and feeling just huge openings taking place for the feminine with that full merging with the higher self aspects being activated around this time for the lunar eclipse. And then what I love is that the masculine has the earth chakra. So for me, this is really reflecting the way that the masculine and the feminine are working together. So the feminine doing all of this work in the higher dimensions, bringing down those aspects that we're going to be shifting into, that we're birthing from the higher dimensions, and then the masculine is grounding those timelines into the earth plane. And then what I have for the union is the Merkaba, and the Merkaba being the vehicle for the light body. And as you can see with the Merkaba, the tetrahedron, this top tetrahedron represents the masculine, and the downward tetrahedron represents the feminine. So this is the energy of union. This is the merging of the masculine and feminine within. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time with this. The merging of the masculine and the feminine within, the merging of the light body within the physical form. This is that union within that we have been working for so long. So I'm just really loving this energy of, and I'm feeling, what I'm feeling from this is bringing heaven down to earth, and the dance between the polarities of the masculine and the feminine, then meeting in the middle, meeting at that 0 point, the heart chakra energy, the feminine, you know, co-creating at the higher realms, and then the masculine bringing it down, and then the two coming together, and then we have heaven on earth. So I really wanted to start with that because I feel that it's a great overarching energy to keep in mind for the rest of the reading. So then let's just go ahead and move to the feminine energies that I have. So for the feminine, I pulled some earth magic cards. And the two cards that I pulled for the feminine are I know it's not winter solstice for everybody on the northern hemisphere at least, but the medicine of the winter solstice being activated for the feminine, which is the reflection card. So I'm sensing, you know, as the crown chakra, as the feminine is going through these crown chakra activations, it's a time for her to really get still and to go within and to kind of fine-tune what she has been manifesting. And I'm sensing that a lot's going to be coming up with this lunar eclipse. I'm feeling that this lunar eclipse is kind of like the completion energy of a cycle that has really was really started for a lot of twin flames. I know for a lot it's been going on way longer than this, but I think for a lot of twin flames there was a huge activation that took place in 2016, around the Mars retrograde of 2016, and then this is the next, which was between April and June, I believe, don't quote me on that, but then this current Mars retrograde that we're in is the next Mars retrograde since that time. So I feel like for the feminine and the masculine, we've been in this cycle. So, like, something was activated, whether we were aware of it or not. It could have been mostly energetic. It could have been very conscious for some of us. And this is kind of this next Mars retrograde is kind of the completion of the work that really got activated during the Mars retrograde in 2016. So I'm feeling that, you know, right before the close of a cycle, it's a time for the feminine to really go within and to think about all the work that she has done. And, you know, she's almost done, I'm sensing. And, you know, there's this stillness energy, even though things might feel really tumultuous in the 3D world, in her external reality, she's kind of in this stillness within herself that she's arrived at. And even if things might feel intense, because, you know, before the closing of a cycle and the merging of the lower self with the higher self, it can be really painful memories, subconscious memories within the DNA coming up to be merged. And the reflection card is telling me to just be present with that energy and to know that we have made it so far, and that this is the completion energy for a huge cycle that we've been in. And so it's a time to get still and to be present, to shine the light on anything that comes up, and to just know that it will be dissolving and shifting. And I love that the next card that we have, sorry, it's losing focus in and out, is the blessings card. So noticing the rainbow in the background, it's kind of like parting the clouds. If there's any negative energy, any sadness, whatever it is that comes up, it's encouragement that there will be a rainbow shining through. I'm also feeling like the rainbow bridge, you know, in conjunction with that theme of bringing heaven down to earth, feeling that rainbow bridge energy, the Merkaba energy, the union of the masculine and the feminine. So whatever it is that comes up for the feminine, to hold steady to the knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's coming sooner rather than later. And also bearing in mind that, you know, the full moon energies really last until the next new moon. So this is kind of the culmination of that energy that was seeded with the new moon solar eclipse. This is kind of the culmination, and it will be playing out until the next new moon on August 11th, I believe. So whatever comes up that we need to be present with and go within about, just bear in mind this light at the end of the tunnel that's coming through. So with that in mind, the tarot cards, this is the Syrian Starseed Tarot, if anybody's interested. I know we have the Lion's Gate coming up, so it felt really applicable to be using this deck. Anyway, so for the feminine, I have the Karma card, which this is the Judgment card in the traditional tarot deck, and the 10 of Orbs, which is the 10 of Swords, and then the 2 of Chalices, which is the 2 of Cups. So this goes with the theme I was feeling of karmic completion. And with the 10 of Orbs, it's letting me know that it's the closing of a cycle. At the very end, things can feel so intense. It can feel like the end of suffering, the end of that 3D story that we've been playing through. And so there might be a lot of karmic memories that get activated, these final karmic memories that get activated within the feminine, for her to be present with, for her to allow to dissolve into the higher self. And to know that there is that light at the end of the tunnel, to be present with it, to know this is the culmination, the completion of a cycle that we have been in for so long now. And the light at the end of the tunnel that the feminine is bringing through is this 2 of Chalices energy. This is the union energy. I'm feeling this is the union within. For some of you, it might be physical union. And for others, I'm feeling it as the union within. So whatever it is that comes up, detach, go within, observe, be present, and know that if it doesn't feel good, it's just those memories that are merging into the higher self, so that we will never have to experience those again. And then I want to move into the masculine energies. I feel that the feminine's energies go really well. Oh, first I wanted to talk about, I pulled some cards from the Lover's Oracle. So I have Look Inside Yourself. I don't know if you can read this. I have look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. So this really echoes that message of just going within whatever comes up, knowing that it's presence and it's love and it's awareness that's going to dissolve it and make it give way to that expansiveness that we're all moving into. Because the next card that I have, trying to see if it will focus again. Okay, so then I don't want to bring it up and have it keep losing focus. I'm just going to leave it down here. So then the next card that I have is New Beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. And with the Two of Chalices card that came in through, I feel like this is letting us know that these new beginnings have to do with union. They have to do with our higher timelines. And so before we get to those new beginnings, there are these final things that are being activated to come up. And it's for us to be present, to go within, to shine a light on everything that may not feel good and enable it to dissolve so that it can give way to this expansive light at the end of the tunnel, new beginning energy. Okay. And then for the masculine, I have, for the earth magic cards, I have Milky Way, Perspective, and Crystals, Focus. And what I'm feeling from this Milky Way card is an emergence from the void. I'm feeling like what the feminine has been working so hard on birthing all this time, like this opening, opening up for the masculine energy to be birthed through. This goes in line with the earth chakra energy that the masculine has and the crown chakra energy that the feminine has. And it just shows the dance between the masculine and the feminine. So everything that the feminine has been birthing in those higher dimensions is now being grounded by the masculine, and the masculine, being the force that grounds, is emanating through that void and coming out and revealing what it is that has been being worked on in the void, in the darkness below the surface. And with the focus energy, I'm feeling that the masculine is aware of what it is that they want now. For so long, the masculine has felt like so hazy, you know, kind of holding on to things that don't even resonate with them. And now as they're emerging, it's kind of like they're seeing things clearly for the first time in so long, and they have their sights on the horizon of what it is that they're moving towards, and they're committing to it in a whole new way, in a much deeper way. And then the tarot cards that I have for the masculine, I have the Great Wheel, I have the Two of Flames, and Adept of Chalices. So this is the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. And so what I'm feeling from the Great Wheel is, as the feminine ties up this cycle that she's been working through for so long of what it is that she's been working on birthing, and the masculine is now emanating through the void, so to speak, they're leaving one cycle behind and entering in a completely new cycle with the feminine. The new beginnings that the feminine is moving into, it's now manifesting with the masculine, the turning of the wheel into a new cycle. As I said with the Mars retrograde of 2016, I feel that it activated huge karmic clearing within the feminine and within the masculine. So for the masculine, a lot of the karmic clearing had to do with the toxic templates of the masculine, of what it is that they were clearing. So there had to be this huge period of separation, kind of thrown beneath the veil to the biggest extent. And now with this next Mars retrograde that we are in right now, it's bringing them home. They're leaving behind that karmic clearing cycle, just as we are closing that karmic clearing cycle. And now the wheel is turning for the masculine. And what they are moving to, with this card, this Two of Flames, I'm feeling this is the Twin Flame card. So what they are moving towards, what the cycle is shifting to, is the Twin Flame, the focus on the Twin Flame. I don't know if you can see that this person's eyes, these feminine eyes in the background, kind of guiding, and I'm feeling this is the feminine guiding the masculine out of the void into the next cycle, and the masculine then moving into this Adept of Chalices energy, which this is being committed to the heart. This is no longer being in resistance and holding on to the old ways of doing things. Opening the heart, maybe feeling a little shaky still within it, but there's a flow to it because there isn't any more resistance. So now they're kind of riding the waves. It could be kind of rocky or bumpy or wavy. I don't know. But they're finding their groove and they're doing it, and they're following, listening to and following the guidance of their heart and being led by the feminine and grounding in. I'm noticing this earth, so grounding in the twin flame energy as well. And because the Lover's Oracle cards really go with it. So I have, for the masculine, I have, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. So with this Adeptive Chalices, I'm feeling that they are no longer resisting change the way that they have been, holding on to what doesn't exist in the higher timelines. They've let go. And they're going to the flow, and they're you know, as they continue on this journey of following their heart, of opening their heart, of listening and just trusting their intuition, they're going to be more and more and more amazed at everything that unfolds, and they can see that things don't need to be so hard the way that, you know, it's been programmed within society for so long for us to live. And then the other Lover's Oracle card that I have is, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. So from that, I'm feeling that the masculine has let go or is letting go of what doesn't resonate with his soul. And he's surrendering. He's surrendering to the journey, going with the flow, being led by the feminine, and only flowing into those things that actually nourish him. And then I pulled just some earth magic cards for the union energy. So I have wolf, instinct, and wind activation. So from this, I'm really feeling that the masculine and the feminine working together as one are being purely guided by our intuition, our instinct at this time. Also the wolf, you have that image of the wolf howling at the moon. So that suggests to me that this full moon lunar eclipse is activating union energies for the whole collective in a really major way, because we also have the activation card. So, you know, whatever's going on at this time, know that the union is being activated. We're meeting the feminine working in the spiritual realms, the masculine grounding it, meeting together, masculine and feminine as one. Union energies being activated, meeting at 0 point. The Lover's Oracle card that I pulled for the union is trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So for me, this is a message about how things might feel very intense at this time, and to just know that this is bringing us everything that we've been desiring for so long, and to let go, to surrender, to be in the flow, and to trust the process, to trust our souls, and to know that just by accepting and by allowing and bringing presence to whatever it is that arises, we flow into that transformation and that shifting of timelines with ease and grace. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling with these full moon lunar eclipse energies, and I think it's going to be very exciting to see how it all unfolds and what the next new moon in the Lion's Gate is going to look like. So I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings on your journey, and just thank you for listening, and I hope you guys are doing great.